Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to our video.
We, Group 2, are pleased to present the result of our efforts in the phonology subject assignment.
In this video, we will explain
interesting things about phonology that we have learned.
Yuk, tanpa basa-basi lagi, kita mulai.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Wilna Tri Rahayu with ID number A12122-139. Hello, I'm from Group 2 and I will be the first presenter. I would like to discuss about syllables, morphemes, and syllables constituents. So, what is a syllable? A syllable is quite easy to identify, but it is not easy to define. Yet defining what a syllable is needs further elaboration. Acoustically, a syllable is the sonority peak in a string of segments, i.e. a word. This sonority peak can be preceded and or followed by a string of consonants. If we put it in simple terms, a syllable is the smallest unit of speech that consists of a sonority peak, i.e. a vowel, and may be preceded and or followed by one or more consonants. Crittler, 1985, points out that a syllable is a unit of speech, while morpheme is a unit of language. Perbedaan paling mendasar antara syllable dan morpheme terletak pada pengertian makna dan atau fungsinya secara tata bahasa. A morpheme is the smallest unit that has a meaning or a grammatical function out of which a word can be formed, while a syllable is the smallest unit of speech that has no meanings or grammatical function. Jadi, morpheme adalah satuan minimal dari suatu bahasa yang memiliki fungsi leksikal, gramatikal, dan tidak dapat dibagi menjadi bagian yang lebih kecil. A word may contain two morphemes, but it consists of only one syllable. For example, books and speaks. Similarly, a word may consist of two syllables, but there is only one morpheme. For example, after. A syllable has four constituents, including onset, prime, nucleus, and coda. The core, i.e. the obligatory constituent of a syllable, that is nucleus, which is occupied by a vowel or a diphthong. Onset is the slot occupied by the consonant preceding the vowel, and coda is the slot occupied by the consonant following the vowel. When the onset and the coda consist of one or more consonants, they are called complex onsets and complex coda respectively. The words jump and desk have complex codas, and the words blast and print have complex onsets and complex coda. It should be borne in mind that the terms of simple and complex are not determined by the spelling of a word. A syllable may be very simple, consisting of only the nucleus, a vowel, or a diphthong. In English, there are a few monosyllabic words that consist of only a vowel. For example, the first personal pronoun I and the indefinite article a. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Asmira with ID number A12122-156. I would like to explain about timing tier, melody tier, and syllables way. Okay, what is timing tier? Timing tier is the level where the length of segment is determined, usually called X level. A short segment has one X position and a long segment has two X position. Diphthongs are considered long segments so that they also have two X position. Melody tier or the level is the level where individual sound is located. This level is occupied by individual consonant and vowel sounds. Nah, jadi timing tier adalah level di mana panjang segmen ditentukan, biasanya disebut level X. Sedangkan melody tier atau tingkat segmen adalah tingkat di mana suara individu berada. Dan yang ketiga, bobot suku kata atau syllable weight adalah konsep bahwa suku kata berpola bersama menurut jumlah dan atau durasi segmen dalam waktu. The weight of a syllable refers to whether it is heavy, also called long, or light, also called short. The notion of syllable weight is determined of the basis of the number of segments dominated by the rhymes note. With respect to weight, syllable can be grouped into light syllables and heavy syllables. A syllable is called light if the nucleus is a short vowel and there is no coda. A syllable is called heavy if the nucleus is a long vowel, a diphthong, a short vowel plus a coda, a long vowel plus a coda, and a diphthong plus a coda. Other than these two words, like syllables can be found in numerous bisyllabic or polysyllabic words. Contoh like syllable yaitu kata repeat, repeat, dan contoh heavy syllable seperti kata go, go. Selain diklasifikasikan sebagai suku kata ringan dan berat, syllables juga dapat dikelompokkan menjadi suku kata terbuka dan tertutup. A syllable is called open if it contains no coda consonant, and it is called closed if it has a coda consonant. Nah, contoh open syllables yaitu kata sky, dan contoh kata closed syllables yaitu kata hell. Nah, jadi sebagai kesimpulan, tingkatan waktu adalah tingkatan di mana panjang segmen ditentukan. Panjang segmen ditandai dengan posisi X. Satu posisi X berarti segmen pendek, dan dua posisi X berarti segmen panjang. Tingkatan melodi adalah tingkat di mana segmen individu ditempatkan, suku kata diklasifikasikan menjadi suku kata ringan dan suku kata berat. Singkatnya, suku kata ringan adalah suku kata yang sajaknya tidak bercabang. Sedangkan suku kata berat adalah suku kata yang sajaknya bercabang. Suku kata juga diklasifikasikan menjadi suku kata terbuka dan suku kata tertutup atau dicentang. Suku kata terbuka adalah suku kata tanpa koda, sedangkan suku kata tertutup adalah suku kata dengan koda. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
What is syllable types? So, syllable types is determined by the phonetics of the language. Phonetics is the way segments are ordered in language. Segments consist of vowel and consonant. For example, the word entertaining, we can break up into 4 syllables like entertaining. This is called syllabification. So, syllabification is a process of breaking up words into syllable. Next, we talk about syllable structure. First, we have a symbol that called sigma, which is going stand for syllable. And then, the sigma is broken up into 2 main parts that call onset and rhyme. Next, the rhyme broken up into 2 parts that call nucleus and coda. Onset takes whichever consonant is before the vowel, and then nucleus is stand for V or vowel, also called the highest sonority or loudness. Coda take whichever consonant is there after the vowel. Important, the only obligatory part in the syllable is the nucleus, that every syllable must have a nucleus. We can give a word like cat. Don't forget the transcription tool. The vowel part is nucleus, and the t we put in the coda, and then k we put into the onset. So we can say here the onset can be optional, the coda can be optional too, but we can have only one nucleus and nucleus is obligatory. So I will continue explain the material about sonority scale and the sonority sequencing generalization. So, what exactly is the sonority scale? Well, in linguistics, the sonority scale is a way of ranking speech sounds based on their relative loudness or sonority. The scale goes from low sonority to high sonority, with vowels being the most sonorous sounds and stops being the least sonorous. Here's a simple diagram of the sonority scale. As you guys can see, vowels is the most sonorous, followed by glides, liquids, nasals, fricatives, and stops. This ranking is important because it helps us understand how speech sounds are organized and sequenced in language. The sonority scale is like a ladder, with the least sonorous sounds at the bottom and the most sonorous sounds at the top. At the bottom, we have voiceless stops like p, t, and k. These sounds have low sonority because they involve a complete closure of the airflow. Moving up the scale, we have voice stops, voice fricatives like ns, nasals like and and liquids like and Finally, at the top of the scale, we have high sonority sounds like vowels and glides. Let's move on into sonority sequencing generalizations. This principle states that the most well-formed syllables are characterized by a sonority rise from the onset to the nucleus and a fall from the nucleus throughout the coda. In simpler terms, the sounds at the beginning and end of a syllables are usually less sonorous than the sounds in the middle. Let's take the English word apple as an example. In the International Phonetic Alphabet or IPA, apple is transcribed as the first syllable starts with the vowel sound A, which is the peak of sonority. Next, P. This voiceless bilabial stop. It's less sonorous than the vowel, so it comes after A in the syllable. The second syllable starts with the schwa sound, another peak of sonority. Next, This is a voice alveolar lateral approximant. It's less sonorous than the vowel, so it comes after schwa in the syllable. So, the word apple follows the sonority sequencing generalization by starting each syllable with a peak of sonority, the vowels A and schwa, and then descending in sonority with the consonant P and E. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. The material will continue by my friends.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sulistiwati Razak. My ID number A121-22-135. I will explain the next material, which is onset phonetics. An onset is a consonant or consonant blend at the beginning of a word that precedes the first vowel. The onset can be 1, 2, or 3 consonants. For example, P, pick, pull, pack. In English, no words begin with sh or n. These two sounds can only occur in codas. English also poses a strict restriction to the number of consonants that can occupy onsets. The maximum number of segments in onset is 2. For example, the monosyllabic words leg, try, crop, etc. To the extent that there are more than two segments in onset, i.e., there is an extra segment, the extra segment must be S. In conclusion, we can say that every consonant segment of English, except ng and sh, can stand word initially. Yet, only absence can serve as the first segment in word initial consonant clusters. If the first segment of the clusters is an absent other than S, the second segment will be an approximant L, R, W, or Y. If the first segment in the clusters is S, the second segment can be a false stop, a nasal, or an approximant. If there are three segments in the onset, the first segment will be S, the second segment is a false stop, and the third segment is an approximant. Jadi, kita dapat mengatakan bahwa setiap segmen konsonan dalam bahasa Inggris kecuali and sh dapat berdiri sebagai kata pada awalnya. Namun, hanya absen yang dapat berfungsi sebagai segmen pertama dalam kelompok konsonan awal kata. Jika segmen pertama dari cluster tersebut adalah absen selain S, segmen kedua akan menjadi approximant L, R, W, or Y. Jika segmen pertama dalam cluster adalah S, segmen kedua dapat berupa fast stop, nasal, atau approximant. Jika ada tiga segmen di onset atau awal, segmen pertama adalah S, segmen kedua adalah fast stop, dan segmen ketiga adalah approximant. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. The material will continue by my friends.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aulia Septichayani with ID number A12122-133. I will explain about rhyme phonetics. Jadi, rhyme phonetics adalah serangkaian aturan atau pola bunyi yang terkait dengan susunan suku kata, terutama dalam konteks kesamaan bunyi di akhir kata atau rima. Atau dalam bahasa Inggrisnya, rhyme phonetics is a set of rules or sound patterns associated with the arrangement of syllables, especially in the context of similarity of sounds at the end of words or rhyme. Ini melibatkan struktur suku kata, terutama nukleus atau inti suku kata dan koda bagian akhir suku kata, serta aturan-aturan fonotaktik yang mempengaruhi bagaimana bunyi-bunyi tersebut dapat diatur dalam kata atau suku kata. For the example, cat and bat, the final sounds of at are the same, so they form a rhyme. This shows the application of the rhyme rule of phonetics, where similar or identical word-ending sounds can create a rhyming effect. Another example is night and light, where the final sound night is the same. It gives the impression of rhyme. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Ainun Makfira. I will explain the last material, namely the division of syllables and maximal onset principle. Firstly, what is syllable division? Linguistically, a syllable is a unit of sound that usually contains a vowel and accompanying consonants. Syllabic division involves breaking words into syllables, which helps with pronunciations and comprehension. General rules include identifying vowels, consonant patterns, and recognizing prefix and suffixes. Syllable division involves breaking words into syllables. The maximal onset principle states that in syllable division, consonants are generally placed with the following vowel unless another division is more phonologically natural. For example, in the word. Table in the division is table because the B goes with the following O to form a syllable. While the maximum one-set principle is a linguistic principle that guides the division of syllable by maximizing consonant at the beginning of the syllable. It suggests placing as many consonants as possible at the beginning of a syllable and leaving fewer or no consonant at the end. MOP helps determine syllable boundaries in words and contributes to the natural flow of speech. In short, syllable division helps pronunciation, while the maximum onset principle guides the placement of consonants with syllables to optimize sound the patterns. Maybe that's all I can say. Thank you.